Would you spend an extra $5,000 today to save $15,000 over the next 3 years? That is the exact decision Uber drivers are facing right now when it comes to switching from gas to electric. And today, I am going to break down every single number so you can make this decision with confidence. Welcome to the Freelancers Wealth Blueprint, the channel that helps rideshare drivers, freelancers, and gig workers build real wealth. I am your host, and in this video, we are doing a full 3-year total cost of ownership comparison between a gas car and an EV for Uber drivers in 2026. No fluff, no opinions, just the math. Let us start with the purchase price, because that is the first number everyone looks at. Right now, the two most popular choices for rideshare drivers going electric are the 2026 Tesla Model 3 starting at $38,380 and the 2026 Chevy Equinox EV starting at $34,995. Compare that to a popular gas rideshare car like a Toyota Camry at around $29,000 to $32,000. So you are looking at a price gap of roughly $3,000 to $9,000 depending on which EV you choose. That gap is real and it matters. But the purchase price is only Chapter 1 of this story. Chapter 2 is fuel costs, and this is where things start to flip. The average Uber driver puts about 40,000 to 50,000 miles on their car per year. Let us use 45,000 miles as our baseline. With gas averaging 297 units per gallon nationally in 2026 and a gas sedan getting around 30 miles per gallon, you are spending about $4,455 per year on fuel. Now, with an EV like the Tesla Model 3 getting roughly 3.5 miles per kilowatt hour and electricity averaging about 17 cents per kilowatt-hour, your annual charging cost is approximately $2,180. That is a savings of about $2,269 per year on fuel alone. Over 3 years, that is $6,907 staying in your pocket. And if you charge at home during off-peak hours, that number gets even better. Now let us talk maintenance, Chapter 3. This is where EVs really shine for high-mileage drivers. Consumer Reports data shows EV maintenance costs are 35 to 50% lower than gas vehicles. A gas car doing rideshare miles will run you about $200 to $1,800 per year in oil changes, brake replacements, transmission service, and other wear items. An EV? You are looking at $300 to $500 per year. No oil changes ever. Brake pads last 2 to 3 times longer thanks to regenerative braking. No transmission fluid, no spark plugs, no timing belts. Over 3 years at 45,000 miles per year, you are saving roughly $2,800 to $3,900 on maintenance. Chapter 4 is insurance, and I want to be honest here because this is where EVs can cost you more. Data from 2026 shows EVs cost approximately 20% more to insure than comparable gas vehicles. The main reasons are higher repair costs and expensive battery components. For a rideshare driver, you might pay an extra $400 to $700 per year for EV insurance. Over 3 years, that is $1,200 to $2,100 extra. It is a real cost, and you need to factor it in. Now, here is a chapter a lot of people miss, Chapter 5, Uber Platform Bonuses. Uber has been aggressively pushing drivers toward EVs. Right now, Comfort Electric drivers earn a $1 per trip incentive on qualifying rides. If you are doing 15 to 20 trips per day, that can add up to $4,000 or more per year. On top of that, Uber has a one-time $4,000 Go Electric bonus available to Platinum and Diamond drivers in select markets who switch to a battery electric vehicle and complete 100 trips. That is first come first serve for 20,500 drivers, so move fast if you qualify. You also get access to Uber Comfort Electric rides, which are premium fares available in nearly 40 US cities. Drivers report earning 15 to 25% more per trip on Comfort Electric compared to standard UberX. Chapter 6 is the one that keeps EV skeptics up at night: battery degradation. Here is what the data actually shows. According to Geotab's study of over 22,000 vehicles, the average EV battery degrades about 2.3% per year. At 45,000 miles per year over 3 years, that is roughly 135,000 miles. Real-world data from Recurrent Auto shows that most EVs at that mileage still retain 85 to 90% of their original range. However, and this is critical, how you charge matters enormously. Drivers who rely heavily on DC fast charging see degradation rates roughly double, around 3% per year versus 1.5% for those who primarily charge at home with Level 2 chargers. My recommendation? Install a Level 2 home charger and use DC fast charging only when you absolutely need to during your shift. Chapter 7 is resale value, and I will give it to you straight. EVs currently depreciate faster than gas cars. A Tesla Model 3 loses about 45 to 53% of its value after 3 years, while a comparable gas sedan like a Camry loses about 30 to 40%. On a $38,000 Model 3, that could mean getting back around $18,000 to $21,000 at trade-in. On a $30,000 Camry, you might get $18,000 to $21,000 as well. So even though the EV loses a higher percentage, the dollar amounts can end up surprisingly close. Now let us put it all together with the 3-year total. For a gas car, purchase price $30,000, fuel $13,365, maintenance $4,500, insurance $5,400. Total 3-year cost roughly $5,360. For an EV like the Equinox at $35,000, charging $6,558, maintenance $1,500, insurance $6,300, minus the Uber bonuses conservatively estimated at $8,000. Total 3-year cost roughly $41,250. That is a difference of nearly $12,000 in favor of the EV over 3 years, and that is using conservative estimates. One important note on tax credits. The federal EV tax credit has largely been phased out after September 2025, so do not count on getting $7,500 back on a new purchase in 2026. Some state and local incentives may still exist, so check your state's programs. So should you switch? If you drive full-time, 40,000 plus miles per year, the math strongly favors an EV despite the higher upfront cost and faster depreciation. The fuel savings, maintenance savings, and Uber platform bonuses more than make up the difference. If you drive part-time, under 20,000 miles per year, the payback period stretches out and the decision becomes less clear-cut. If this breakdown helped you see the numbers clearly, smash that subscribe button and hit the bell so you never miss a video that puts money back in your pocket. I will see you in the next one. This content is for educational purposes only and does not constitute tax advice. Consult a qualified tax professional for guidance specific to your situation.